The fallout from a sewage line collapse at the border and frustration over the impact on wildlife and public health. In finding affordable assisted living in Mexico, the challenges for American seniors who need medical support.
When now I think about the good times down in the Caribbean sunshine.
Broadway bound, a tropical paradise for parrot heads. The classic tunes taking center stage at the La Jolla Playhouse. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. Residents frustrated by a massive cross-border sewage spill got a closer look at the problem that has escaped a solution for decades. KPBS environment reporter Eric Anderson has details.
Federal officials explained what happened since February and March when rain-swollen flows out of Mexico carried millions of gallons of raw sewage into the U.S.
Now, when it rains, obviously, as you all well know, all bets are off.
Steve Smolens works for the federal agency responsible for dealing with the issue.
The wastewater infrastructure is aging in Tijuana. Pipe collapses are becoming more common.
The federal investigation found more than 250 million gallons of sewage was unaccounted for in those two rain-soaked months. One single sewer line collapse in Tijuana spewed 28 million gallons of raw sewage into the Tijuana River.
7 million gallons per day.
Sewage that flowed into the U.S. Baron Partlow is tired of what he sees as inaction. He says the U.S. should sanction Mexico by closing the border if sewage continues to flow.
We can close the port of entry at San Ysidro for 5 hours a day from midnight to 5 o'clock when it's most inconvenient for them to make their money in this country.
Many at the meeting expressed their frustration about the impact on the ocean, wildlife, and public health.
Yes, we got a problem.
Residents say the stench from the flows was unprecedented. Surfriders Gabriela Torres says there are things that can be done on this side of the border. She's working on stepping up water quality testing in the Tijuana River Valley. She also wants new testing results to be current and easy for people to find.
The Mexican side, SILA, and the U.S. side acknowledged that there were problems with the notification, and was shocking for all the residents and the nonprofit organizations that they basically had to pursue more information. It should have just been readily available.
Torres hopes to double the amount of testing currently being done in the Tijuana River Valley. The federal government's Steve Smolens says that Mexican officials have been more responsive since March, helping keep several large spills from reaching U.S. waters. He says Mexico also bought new equipment to improve handling of sewer line collapses.
So they have $6 million at this point in time to repair those 5 collectors. They've also ordered and received a large truck-mounted bypass pump to allow manhole-to-manhole bypasses for future work.
But that's hardly sufficient. Environmental Protection Agency officials estimate the Tijuana sewage system needs $400 million in improvements and repairs to handle the sewage flow created in that city. Smolens says funding is an issue on this side of the border as well. President Trump's budget zeroes out federal dollars targeting border sewage issues. Imperial Beach Mayor Serge Dedina says the region's congressional delegation is supportive.
Our goal is to get funding from the Appropriations Committee in the Trump budget for the EPA's border infrastructure plan. That's where we're going. The entire congressional delegation of San Diego has supported that.
Dedina says it's not a partisan or political issue, but it's about improving the quality of life and the quality of the ocean in South San Diego County. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
Scores of U.S. cities have vowed to defy the president's decision and uphold the Paris Climate Accord, including San Diego. A coalition of state lawmakers now want to host their own climate summit. State senators sent Governor Brown a letter calling for him to organize a climate summit with like-minded nations. They suggested teaming up with Mexico and Canada. Governor Brown says he's on board with the idea. Many scientists warn shifting to renewable energy is the only way to avoid life-threatening climate changes. And recently, a Sempra Energy VP said there's no technical obstacle to a 100% renewable grid. But now he and other Sempra officials are backing away from that claim. KPBS media partner iNews Source reporter Ingrid Lobet joins us to help sort it all out. Ingrid, can you put it into perspective for us? What was the Sempra VP talking about when this issue came up?
Patrick Lee was talking about recent technology they've developed and patented. It's not like the old days where you would have a couple of power plants burning gas or burning coal and running steady all day long. Now that we're using the sun and wind more, there's a lot more fluctuation.
I'm speaking with confidence that we have a solution now. We have to address the intermittency of solar and wind energy, that is no longer a technology challenge. Now it's really an economic decision.
What are Sempra officials now saying it will take to move to 100% renewable energy?
They're really backtracking away from Mr. Lee's comments. They say natural gas is still needed as part of the electricity mix. And of course, they are a company with much of their investment in gas. A Twitter account was also opened in Mr. Lee's name, and he tweeted that his comments about a 100% renewable grid were incomplete.
This tweet also says gas-fired generation is needed. What's the environmental impact?
Natural gas is a fossil fuel. That means it's a fuel with carbon, and that carbon ends up in the air where it's a climate change gas. And there's another problem. When it leaks out before it gets burned, like it did in Los Angeles County in that months-long disaster, then it's even more powerful. It leads to melting ice and rising seas and unprecedented weather changes. That's why so many people are concerned about it.
Are Sempra officials offering any projections on how long gas-fired generation will be needed?
No, they're not. They have been increasing the amount of clean electricity they send to your house. 43% last year was from renewables, but they also remain a fundamentally natural gas-related company.
iNews Source reporter Ingrid Lobet, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The reason behind former U.S. Attorney Laura Duffy's recusal from a campaign finance corruption case in San Diego will remain a secret. KPBS investigative reporter Amita Sharma says defense lawyers for a wealthy Mexican businessman had sought the information in an appeal of their client's conviction. But today, a judge said no.
Federal Judge Michael Anello said the defense, in requesting why Duffy recused herself from Jose Susamo Azano Matsura's case, had not, quote, provided anything other than speculation that would justify releasing the information. The defense based its request on text messages before and during the trial between Duffy and District Attorney Bonnie Dumanis, who was a defense witness in the case. Azano's lawyer, Knute Johnson, says he was disappointed with the ruling.
Mr. Azano, like any defendant, is entitled to a trial where the prosecutors have no conflict of interest. And we don't know if that's true or if that's not true, or the court certainly doesn't know, because the government hasn't revealed the basis for the conflict.
Prosecutors say Duffy's recusal had nothing to do with the Azano case, but did not elaborate. Amita Sharma, KPBS News.
Affordable health care for all Americans. That was the message being sent to Congressman Darrell Issa today in downtown San Diego.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, Darrell Issa's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Darrell Issa's got to go.
A group of people protested near the federal courthouse. They claim Congressman Issa's vote to repeal the Affordable Care Act is proof he doesn't care about the Californians he represents.
Darrell Issa, during the town hall, promised that he would cover pre-existing conditions. Darrell Issa, in the town hall, to my face, promised that people with disabilities would be covered in his plan. Darrell Issa promised that Planned Parenthood would be covered. All these things he voted against.
Congressman Issa is set to hold a town hall tomorrow in San Juan Capistrano, but there are no more tickets. Still, like today, many people plan to stand outside San Juan Hills High School to have their voices heard. It was live or die for bills in the state legislature this week. Today was the deadline for them to pass the Assembly or the Senate. KPBS education reporter Megan Burks has a look at the bills our local representatives pushed through.
There were about a dozen bills from our local reps. Here are some of them. From Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez-Fletcher, a bill that would require schools to test for lead in their water. It's currently voluntary. The College Athlete Protection Act to increase oversight of university athletic programs, and a bill ensuring charter school teachers get parental leave. From Assemblywoman Shirley Weber, a bill to help taxpayers track where state dollars for low-income students are flowing, another to make it easier for college students to get food assistance, and a controversial move to extend the amount of time teachers are on probation and can be let go for no cause. Weber says it's to give schools more time to weed out bad teachers. Teacher unions say it erodes due process. You can see more bills from our local reps, including Assembly freshman Todd Gloria and State Senator Tony Atkins, on our website, kpbs.org. Megan Burks, KPBS News.
Starting your day before sunrise may become a thing of the past for California students. California lawmakers are considering a bill to push the school start time to 8:30 a.m. Bill sponsors say it's all about kids' health. Recent studies show teenagers aren't getting the 8 to 10 hours of recommended nightly sleep.
We all know that the discipline curve raises in the afternoon because students are tired in the afternoon and teachers are tired in the afternoon. So the longer the day has to go, then the harder it gets.
The American Academy of Pediatrics supports an 8:30 school start time. The proposed law would begin in 2020 and only affect middle school and high school students. The bill has passed the state Senate and moves on to the Assembly. It's been nearly 20 years since a U.S. aircraft carrier has been near the Korean peninsula. This week, the U.S. Navy started holding exercises there with the help of the USS Carl Vinson. This comes as North Korea is developing nuclear weapons capable of reaching the U.S. President Trump says he's looking to China to contain possible threats. As healthcare expenses continue to rise in the U.S., thousands of Americans are moving to Mexico for assisted living. But care in a foreign country may come with extra complications. KPBS reporter Claire Tragesser explains.
What happened today? I fell. You fell, yeah. You fell twice. Down those stairs.
Mary Lopez is 86 years old and has dementia.
The good thing is you didn't break any bones.
Her close friend and caretaker, Yvette Perez, visits her multiple times a week in Rosarito, Mexico.
Oh, you fell down the stairs once, and then the other time you fell in the apartment.
After those falls, Perez says they needed a place for Lopez with 24-hour care.
We did think about some of the centers that are in the States, but she doesn't have family that is in Chula Vista, and she has many friends here. And so we decided with her brother that we would check out some of the facilities here in Rosarito.
They settled on Serena Senior Care, about 30 minutes south of the San Diego border. It's a fraction of the price of assisted living in California, but also comes with obstacles.
Well, first, it's another country. A lot of Americans are not used to going to another country. The language is different, the food is different. It's hard enough moving from home to an assisted living. So to do that to another country, it can be very, very confusing for people.
And she says most U.S. seniors have Medicare, which covers their health care costs, but not in Mexico. So they still have to cross the border to see a doctor, get prescriptions, and go to the hospital.
What if it's an emergency? Then do you pay for a private hospital flight? Or do you pay for an RN to accompany you here to a hospital?
Shorkin adds there aren't the same regulations on assisted living centers in Mexico as in the U.S. But that hasn't deterred Serena's residents.
I like to think that I was smart. Lower cost of living. I was running out of money before I ran out of months. And then here, the cost of living is so good, I now run out of months before I run out of money.
Peter Fowler is 93 and has been at Serena since it opened 10 years ago. He says he doesn't mind the added hassle of living in a different country.
I go back there occasionally to see my doctors and dentists. But then I come right back.
That it?
Yvette Perez also took Mary Lopez to a U.S. hospital when she fell.
The first times that she had fallen and hit her head, I drove her across, and we went right through the medical lane. They let us just go through there.
That's a special lane at the border crossing for medical emergencies. For smaller things, Lopez gets routine medical care at Serena.
Any other thing that she might need, like medication-wise, little things, they have monthly visits here, doctor visits, and they have nurses on site.
One other complication, Perez says it's hard for Lopez's family to visit. But despite the extra challenges of living in Mexico, she says Serena is the best option.
You like the food here though, huh, Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that you like the food.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll probably gain weight by the time I leave.
Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.
If you're interested in learning more about housing in the San Diego area, you can head to the special section on our website called A Place to Live. You can find it at kpbs.org/housing. Samurai Rabbit and Ninja Turtles are getting together again, and that's big news at IDW Publishing. KPBS arts reporter Beth Accomando is at the San Diego Comic Art Gallery with Usagi Yojimbo creator Stan Sakai and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle co-creator Kevin Eastman. That's where they will be signing autographs and talking about the new one-shot comic combining their characters. Beth?
I'm here at Liberty Station, and I am here with Usagi Yojimbo creator Stan Sakai. Tell people about your samurai rabbit.
Well, Usagi is a samurai rabbit, like you said. He's a masterless samurai, wanders a feudal Japan that's populated by anthropomorphic animals. So Usagi is a rabbit. He has friends that are rhinoceroses, tigers, lions, and they're all drawn like people. They act and look like people, except they're animals. And it's based upon Japanese history as well as its culture.
So Usagi Yojimbo and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have a history together, and they are coming back together again. So what can we expect?
Well, it's been 20 years since the last time they appeared in a comic book together. And the story that I wrote and drew is inspired by the belief that the Japanese earthquakes are created because there's a huge catfish that lives under the islands. And the entire story tells a story of how they have to protect the islands from being destroyed by the earthquakes.
And Kevin Eastman is here. He is the co-creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And today's pretty exciting because you're getting some of the first proofs back from this Usagi Yojimbo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one-shot.
Yes, it's very exciting. It's like Stan said, it's been more than 20 years since we were able to team up the Usagi Yojimbo and the Turtles together, and it's perfect timing because there's so many wonderful things going on not only in the Turtle universe, but here at San Diego Comic Book Art Gallery, we're doing a show of Stan's artwork, which is showcasing some of the very first original concept sketches from Usagi Yojimbo through some of the first story that ran in Albedo #2 in 1984, all the way up through the work on this most recent Turtle book, which is coming out, I think, just before Comic-Con. So it'll be out in July, but we've got a sneak preview.
Yes, what can we see?
A proof of the very first. Well, it's only one issue. It's got to be one long 40-page issue. So this is coming out. This is first time anybody's ever seen that.
Yes.
All right, this is great. So Stan Sakai and Kevin Eastman are going to be here at Liberty Station from 6:30 to 8:30 signing autographs. The Usagi Yojimbo Art Show at the San Diego Comic Art Gallery is running through June.
Come on down.
Thanks, Beth. Back the shades. People soaked up the sun at Balboa Park, and there will be plenty more this weekend. Brittany Boyer has tonight's forecast.
Well, we made it through May gray. Now we have to get through June gloom here in Southern California. Clouds actually breaking a little bit earlier today compared to yesterday, but as we continue through this weekend, we're still going to have that marine layer sticking around. Looks like it gets a little bit thicker as we head into next week. Couple of headlines: hot weekend in the desert, but overall we are looking at a dry weekend here in Southern California. Satellite and radar last couple of hours showing that most of the action is out toward the Four Corners. No real issue here. Just going to see those clouds rolling back in for tonight. 62 degrees, our overnight low temperature here in San Diego. We'll take a look at a few other local spots. Hopefully you're enjoying your week so far. Alpine 55 tonight, Ramona 53, Mount Laguna temperatures in the low 50s as we get into this Friday night. Then as we head into Saturday, plenty of warmth here. Now as you get along the coast, you'll notice not quite as warm. It'll be cooler, but also comfortable. And out in the desert, we are looking at some very toasty temperatures for tomorrow. How about the triple digits? Make sure you have the sunscreen on if you are going to be out and about. Looking at things farther to our west, Ramona 88 degrees, here in San Diego 72. We do have a lot going on this weekend here in San Diego. We have the Rock and Roll Marathon. Also, the fair is starting up here. So as we get into next week, warm temperatures continue here across the southwest, but again, we will have that marine layer playing a role in our weather, especially each morning, and clouds increasing by the evening hours as well. So temperatures here across the coast in the 70s. Again, we will start off with that marine layer each morning, and it will get a little bit thicker as we head into next week. Inland we go, temperatures a little bit warmer in the low 80s here for the next couple of days. Plenty of sunshine. Looks like we will stay nice and dry through the middle of next week. Even very pleasant weather here in the mountains. If you're going to be here for this weekend, highs in the upper 70s right through early next week. And in the desert, well, it's going to be toasty with highs in the triple digits through the middle of next week. For KPBS, I'm meteorologist Brittany Boyer.
More to discuss on Soccer City this week, including news that the mayor and investors met privately for over a year. And we look at health risks for Border Patrol agents who routinely walk through toxic sewage spills. Join us for the roundtable tonight at 8:30.
A musical dedicated to the songs of Jimmy Buffett is debuting at the La Jolla Playhouse. From there, the show Escape to Margaritaville will hit 4 other cities before landing in Broadway next year. KPBS reporter Susan Murphy talked to Buffett about his show and what's next for the legendary musician.
After seeing it last night, I know we got a show.
A tropical paradise is sweeping over the La Jolla Playhouse with the premiere of Escape to Margaritaville.
And you can come in here and you can go to Margaritaville for 2 hours and have a good time and leave it all behind.
The musical weaves Jimmy Buffett's most popular songs and a few new ones with a storyline of love, friendship, and a yearning for purpose.
There are the party songs, and there are other songs that are probably my more favorite songs are things that are about more serious topics that people have to go through in life.
The theater inspired Buffett's lifelong music career. The 70-year-old has recorded more than 30 albums, and he continues to tour the world. He says Broadway has been on his mind most of his life.
My sights have been on Broadway since my mother took me to musicals when I was a kid. I just loved them as an audience.
The legendary singer-songwriter is not in the show, but much of it is a reflection of his life. He has worked on the musical for 4 years.
There's a lot of it that I made up and a lot of it that I lived, and so that emotion comes running through there of the events that led to certain lyrics that were written about real people.
Songs like Margaritaville, the musical headliner, which he wrote 40 years ago. It has shaped his career and won over millions of his fans, many of them baby boomers. They're better known as parrot heads.
For that song to have just, put your thumb on the pulse of something that people really need, and I think it's a sense of humor and a sense of escapism. And as the world gets more frightening and more serious these days, I think it's much more people used to just want to go. I think they have to go now.
Wasted away again in Margaritaville. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Broadway alumni Paul Nolan and Allison Luff play the leads of the show, Tully and Rachel, who fall in love in the beachside tourist town of Margaritaville.
It's fun to be part of a comedy, and it's fun to be part of a romantic comedy.
I love getting to play someone who's happy and relaxed and full of life. And I love getting to play the guitar.
Tully is a laid-back bartender and musician, and Rachel, an environmental scientist in a race to save the world. The two say they're enjoying singing Buffett's songs. They had a hard time narrowing down a favorite on a whim.
And you're chewing
on a honeysuckle vine.
Dun, dun. And then I'm killing it on the guitar at the same time.
Oh, yeah. He's shredding at that moment.
Greg Garcia and Mike O'Malley worked with Buffett to write the colorful and adventurous storyline.
We listened to the songs, the ones we knew we wanted to put in, the ones we knew we had to put in, that people would be rioting if they weren't in there. And we created characters based on the songs.
I think that what these songs have allowed us to create in this story is something that is universally relatable. Are you with people you love? Can you find love? When you make mistakes, can you still find somebody in the middle of your life to share your life with?
Escape to Margaritaville will be the 29th show the La Jolla Playhouse has ushered to Broadway. Artistic director Christopher Ashley has been a big part of that. He says working with Buffett is a joy.
He's easygoing and playful and smart and adventurous and usually barefoot.
Ashley says one thing that makes this show unique is its high-energy audience made up of hardcore Buffett fans, as well as those who have never heard his music.
There's the parrot heads who know every song, who know bits of choreography from the concerts. At one point, we dropped some beach balls, and there's a community that happens in the audience.
It's an audience Jimmy Buffett is grateful to have in San Diego.
Thanks for being such great and loyal fans all these years and allowing us to be able to come down here and play, because we love it here too.
And what's next for Buffett?
This is ground zero right now for the next year and hopefully beyond that, because there was so much time put into this. I think we have a good shot at this hanging on around for a while, and it'll be fun to do it for a while.
Susan Murphy, KPBS News.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.